Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be reviewing new shades for Peripera's Ink Mood Glowy Balms and their Water Bear Tint. There are 3 new shades for each collection. These are part of their Grayish Express collection. It's sort of gray themed, and as part of the promotion they also sent in a hip gray hairpin. We have hearts on the top and hip gray for the bottom one. I wasn't planning on getting the Ink Mood Glowy Balms. I don't really use the previous shades, but just in case you were curious, I thought I would get these anyway, and I'm actually really glad that I did because the formula is actually quite different. I'll talk more about it in this video. Starting off with the Ink Mood Glowy Balm, it's pretty much similar to the previous collection. You have Mood and Peripera on the side. You have a see-through packaging. The difference between the previous collection and this one is that the color of the shade is in the middle of the packaging, and this gradient-like effect, super pretty. For the Water Bear lip tint, it's also similar to the previous collections. The main difference is that the cap is white and the Water Bear logo is in silver. The body also has a gradient-like effect. I really like the gradient effect from the top to the bottom. It just looks very chic and very beautiful. Also, before I do get started, I am a little bit behind on my comparison shorts. If you're waiting for comparison shorts, please do be patient with me. Since it's fall right now, a lot of new lip products have been coming out, and so I've been trying to record and get those out for you all. Please do be patient with me, and thank you so much for your patience as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get swatching. Please do excuse the sun, it's kind of coming in and out. But anyway, this is shade number 5, Nudie List. It's supposed to be a fall, warm, nude brown color. For the green and silk, you sort of have this orange pink color. It does have a little bit of a coral undertone, which kind of gives it a summer brightening effect. I'm usually not into orange red color, but this actually does look quite flattering. For the gradients look, it gives a very beautiful MLB look, at least for the gradients look. One thing that I did notice is that the formula is quite different from the original shades. For the original formula, it glides on better. It's not sticky and it's not waxy. It's a lot more lightweight. However, when you first apply it is very sheer, so it takes a lot of layers to do a full look. And even for a full look, it still looks quite sheer in my opinion. However, for the new formula, the packaging looks pretty much similar, but the formula is quite different. It has a melting function. You saw from the hand swatch that if you allow the product to come out too much, it's going to break. So the product is going to break a little bit if you apply too much. For the new shades, I'd say the formula is closer to Romance Glass Tint Melting Balm. You have a thick formula and it actually feels very sticky. I'd say the Glass Tint Melting Balm is semi-sticky. It's not too overwhelming. For Peripera's, it does feel very, very sticky. When you're talking, you can kind of feel your lipstick together. I will keep that in mind. There's no build-up yet. I have to see for the full look. It does have an uneven application when you first apply on your lips. I don't know if it's just because it's a new product and it gets better over time. Probably want to make sure that you blend it out really well to create an even application. For the gradient look, it does feel a little bit moisturizing, but it does feel very sticky. The previous shades have a sweet scent, but for this one in particular, there's no scent, a very mild scent. You can barely smell it at all. There's a little bit of that sweet scent, but it's very mild. You can barely smell it. Previous shades, they're really, really sheer. But for the new shades, it's very pigmented. Even for the gradient look, it sort of has this glaze-like gloss effect. Now for the full look, you sort of have this pumpkin brown color. Sort of looks like an orange cinnamon color. It does have a little bit of red in it, but it's very subtle, so it might look red under some certain lightings. It actually doesn't look too bad. This would be really flattering for anyone who is warm toned. It looks quite similar to the promotional pictures, just less brown. It's going to look more orange. As you can see, for the full look, it's a lot more pigmented. Again, you still have a little bit of that stickiness. It's definitely a lot more sticky than Romance Glass Tint Melting Balm. The more that you apply, the more even the application is. The product probably just needs to melt a little bit more. There's no build up, it doesn't get stringy, but there is excess product, so just blot it and you should be okay. I do like how it's a lot more pigmented than previous shades. You can create a sheer gradient look, but you can also build up the color to create this full look. Beautiful glaze-like glossy finish. So it has this candy-like gloss finish. The previous shades don't have much of a stain, and this probably won't either, but let's go ahead with the transfer test anyway. not much of a stain. I think my lips feel more sticky than moisturized. It does feel a little bit dry. There's a little bit of dryness that's building up on the bottom lip. The previous shades are a lot more moisturizing. For this formula, it feels a lot more sticky and less moisturizing, which is a little bit unfortunate. Next up we have number 6, Rose and True. It's a rosy color and sort of have this rosy purple color. It does have a little bit of a purple undertone, but overall it's going to look like an MLB rosy pink color. Quite flattering for my skin tone. It's actually, they listed on their website that it's similar to shade number 3 for Ink Mood Glowy Tint. Here's a quick hand swatch with number 3 at the bottom and Rose and True at the top. They're actually quite similar to each other. Sort of this rosy color. For the full look, we have a deeper rosy color. Looks more like a neutral to muted color. It doesn't have any orange undertones. So far, very impressed with the pigmentation. Next up we have number 7, Mauve Dive. First of all, really flattering shade already. It's a mauvey plum pink color. As you know, pepper lip tints have been quite popular for some time in Korea, and this is another shade that would be really good to add to your collection. It is going to look more purple, but the pink kind of balances out to make it look very MLB. Very beautiful and flattering color for fall as well. You still see a little bit of a subtle pink, but it is going to look more like a violet purple color. It sort of has this purple orchid color. It's quite similar to their promotional pictures. For the full look, it's a deeper color, but it does have a semi-brightening effect, probably because of the violet undertones. Very flattering shade. So I'm going to summarize my final thoughts at the end of this video after swatching the Water Bear shades, and let's go ahead with the new shades. For the Water Bear collection, starting off we have number 9, COOL-LEPATHY. It's a summer light lavender pink color. It is cool toned. It is quite a sheer color because of how light it is, so you can barely see it as a gradient look. However, it does give a very subtle pink purple color. Kind of reminds me of Bear Grape. I'll do a comparison swatch after the full look. Excuse the noise outside, but anyway, for the full look, now we have a more pigmented purple shade. It does look more like a violet purple. The pink undertones are a lot more subtle now. It's labeled as a light color, but the more layers that you apply, the deeper the color is going to look. So here's some hand swatch comparisons. At the bottom we have shade number 9, COOL-LEPATHY. On top of this, Bear Grape, which looks a little bit similar, but I think COOL-LEPATHY looks a little bit more bright. On top of Bear Grape, we have Lilac Cream, which has that similar vibrant pink that COOL-LEPATHY has. And the last one on top is Mauve Dive, which I previously reviewed as a new shade for their GLOWY BALM collection. Looks really similar to COOL-LEPATHY. For the shade color similar to Mauve Dive, you sort of have this orchid purple color, semi-vibrant because of the pink undertones. The promotional picture looks more like the gradient look, but for the full look you have a deeper orchid purple color. As you know, for Water Bear, it has a really good stain. They do tend to have a red stain afterwards, but for this particular shade, it looks more like a vibrant purple, which is similar to its shade color. My lips don't feel drying. The formula pretty much feels the same as the previous collections. Next up we have 10 Chat Cool PT. It's a summer muted plum mauve color. Similar to the previous shade, it's also a cool color. It is more muted. It does lean more towards being a neutral to slightly light color. Compared to the previous shade, this is a lot more muted. You sort of have this taro, sweet potato purple color. For the full look, we still have that sweet potato purple color. When you apply on your lips, it looks like a pale purple, but once it oxidizes, you have a mute sweet potato purple color. Last but not least, we have 11 Hip Rose. Anyway, it's a full cool nude mauve color, also a neutral mute color. Probably the color that looks the least like the promotional pictures. For the promotional picture, it looks like it has brown in it, but on the lips, it doesn't have any brown whatsoever. It looks more like a pink purple color, which reminds me of Beer Grape as well, so I will be swatching this later after the full look. I wasn't expecting purple in this, but it does have subtle purple undertones. For the full look, we still have a pink purple color. When you first apply it, it has a pink color, but once it oxidizes, it turns purple for some reason. I was hoping it to look more like the promotional pictures, which is sort of this pink brown color. So here's the hand swatch once they oxidize. I have Hip Rose at the bottom and the middle is Beer Grape, and compared to Hip Rose, they're pretty much exactly the same shade. Very similar pink purple color. And then on top of that, I added number 6 Softly Brown just to show you a comparison. Softly Brown has more brown in it, no purple. In conclusion, there was a lot that was going on for this review, a lot more than I was expecting, especially for the Ink Mood Glowy Balms. The formula is different. I like how it's a lot more pigmented, very buildable. The only downside is that it's more sticky and it doesn't really give moisturization to my lips. However, it does have a mild scent and very flattening shades as well. For the Waterbird tint, I have been really obsessed with these recently, so I was really excited to swatch these. Amazing packaging, amazing stain, same formula as previous shades, same pigmentation, same stain. They did have a slight difference in shade, but overall they looked quite similar to each other, probably because they all have purple in it. I think I would have liked more variety, but regardless, they are beautiful shades as well. We also found a dupe version as well at 11, which is 11 Hip Rose and Beer Grape. The Waterbird tint has a better stain than the Juicy Lasting tint, so if you really like Beer Grape but you're looking for a better stain, I would recommend 11 Hip Rose. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I had a lot of fun swatching these and sharing them with you. Definitely do let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite, and I will see you in the next video.